Log of Extranormal Events, Part 2. Event description. 80 people living in Poland were immobilized, regardless of what they were doing, for 1 minute and 20 seconds. No attempt to cure them was successful. 3 people were wounded when a car crashed into a tree due to the event affecting the driver. Date of occurrence: 2016. Location: West Pomeranian Voivodeship, Poland. Follow-up actions taken. Class A amnestics administered to subjects affected and witnesses. No further anomalous phenomena was recorded in the area. Event description: all vehicles within a 1-kilometer radius of 23 Street, West Virginia, disappeared for a 12-hour period at 12 p.m. At the end of the 12-hour period, all vehicles returned to their position prior to their disappearance. People within vehicles at this time were not recovered. Date of occurrence: April 4th, 2016. Location: 23 Street, West Virginia, USA. Follow-up actions taken. Class A amnestics administered to the residents of area monitored for further anomalous activity. Event description: for approximately 17 minutes, an ordinary football, soccer ball, became immobile after it was kicked towards a goalpost by an 11-year-old male, becoming suspended approximately 1.2 meters away from the ground. Attempts to move the ball by both the child and their parents were unsuccessful. After the 17 minutes passed, the football resumed its prior trajectory and hit the goal. Date of occurrence: March 15th, 2015. Location: Coac, Northern Ireland. Follow-up actions taken. Child and parental witnesses were interviewed and administered Class B amnestics. The ball, field, and goal were all tested, and no further anomalous properties were found. Event description: at 13:47 local time, a shockwave, later confirmed to be a sonic boom, emanating from an aisle in a local supermarket, shattered windows within a radius of approximately 800 meters and caused significant structural damage to the building and nearby objects. At least people were killed, a further injured, and an estimated euro of damages was caused, along with numerous cases of permanent deafness. Upon investigation of salvageable CCTV footage, the sonic boom appeared to be caused by an unidentified man in the frozen food aisle sneezing, followed very shortly afterwards by the event. The camera that filmed it was damaged, but responding Foundation personnel confirmed that the man had been killed by the blast. Date of occurrence: 2000. Location: Bad Aibling, Germany. Follow-up actions taken. Class A amnestics distributed. Cover story about a severe car bombing released to the public. Identity of the man causing the event investigated, without result. Area monitored until 2000, with no repeat occurrence. Event description: the town of Bonner Springs, Kansas was found to have completely disappeared on 2000 after several murders were reported from the town. All records regarding the town were unchanged, and all inhabitants were found within Harrisburg, South Dakota. Date of occurrence: 2000. Location: Bonner Springs, Kansas, USA. Follow-up actions taken. Class A amnestics distributed. Cover story of a mass nuclear power plant failure and subsequent city demolishing was planted. Event description: an unidentified man in Pisa, Chicago, was suddenly decapitated. Despite this, the corpse remained standing for an estimated 11 minutes before collapsing. Witnesses reported feelings of tranquility and safety immediately after. Date of occurrence: December 2010. Location: Plaza, Chicago, Illinois, USA. Follow-up actions taken. All witnesses given Class B amnestics. Body remanded to Site 12 cold storage. Autopsy revealed no anomalous effects on the corpse. Event description: 17 residents in Cherkask suddenly flew upward with great speed, causing damage to the surrounding area due to wind damage. Mangled, identifiable corpses of affected subjects, likely from friction with wind, later located on Mars's moon, Deimos. Date of occurrence, 1451, 2011. Location, Cherkask, Russia. Follow-up actions taken. Class B amnestics administered to witnesses, and all residents of Cherkask relocated to until the damaged structures have been repaired. Event description. From October 2nd, 2000 to October 21st, 2000, new editions of the newspaper comic strip Calvin and Hobbes by Bill Watterson were printed in a newspaper distributed in County, Maine. The strips depicted a single story arc over the course of its running, in which Calvin's wagon is destroyed, with Hobbes losing an arm in the process. Watterson has not published any new Calvin and Hobbes cartoons since 1995. Date of occurrence, October 2nd through 21st, 2000. Location, County, Maine. Follow-up actions taken. Editions of the newspaper with the comics printed in them were confiscated, with the archive of the expunged. All extant editions are archived. The strips were presented to Watterson, who confirmed that the art style, lettering, and signature were all his own, but he had not written or published them. Watterson was administered Class A amnestics following this. Event description. During a performance of As You Like It, all members of the cast and audience emitted a 9-minute-long shriek, accompanied by applause from the audience. Clapping was vigorous enough that lacerations appeared on the hands of the audience members at 5 minutes into the event. Lacerations then healed at the conclusion of the event, with the phrase "Na gimno bagay ya saganino albigin yamo agna as ahadak" being repeated 5 times before the event concluded. No individuals in the audience or cast recall their actions. Crew members were unaffected and reported this event. Date of occurrence, July 12, 2016. Location, Stratford, Ontario. Follow-up actions taken. Due to the connection to a previously recorded Extranormal event, an investigation has been opened into the possibility of a recurring phenomenon. All crew members unaffected by the event were given Class A amnestics, and monitoring equipment has been set up in all Stratford theaters. Event description. At high school, all females in the building simultaneously turned into male walruses for 15 minutes. After 15 minutes had passed, none of the students affected remembered the event. Date of occurrence, 2005. Location, Firestone, Colorado. Follow-up actions taken. Class A amnestics distributed to male witnesses. Event description. The Windows XP computer startup sound suddenly emanated over a town intersection at around 120 decibels. Date of occurrence, August 2nd, 2014. Location, Northern Prague, Czech Republic. Follow-up actions taken. Class A amnestics remotely administered to everyone 5 kilometers from the epicenter. Event description. A live Maasai giraffe was seen by personnel stationed at area over the course of 3 weeks. Specimen evaded all attempts at capture. Dates of occurrence, 2016 through 2016. Location, area, Palmerland, Antarctica. Follow-up actions taken. Personnel are to remain alert for future appearances. Event description. The horns on all of the cars in the dealership lot simultaneously honked the Tetris theme for 2 hours straight, despite the cars being empty. Only people on the lot at the time had a recollection of the event. Date of occurrence, 2000. Location, Lovelock, Nevada, USA. Follow-up actions taken. All people on the dealership lot were given Class C amnestics. Foundation tracking devices were put into all cars, and dealership and cars are being monitored for further anomalous activity. Event description. Amariah Joe Billings, a resident of Bellefonte, Pennsylvania, received a call from an unknown phone number. The number had an area code of 808, indicating a number registered in Hawaii, but no phone with that number has been identified. The caller was reported to be a male with a distinct South African accent. A transcript of the call, which was discovered via Foundation monitoring of the area, is as follows.
Hello?
Hello, Mom? This is Dad.
Who is this?
I'm picking up the kids from the tongue. There's some car interference because an Ortorthan regiment ate the road. Be home soon with son. Bye.
Date of occurrence, June 18th, 1997. Location, Bellefonte, Pennsylvania, USA. Follow-up actions taken. Billings was administered Class A amnestics and her phone confiscated. Phone was found to be totally non-anomalous. Billings has no connections with the Church of the Second Hightoth. Event description. For 17 seconds, all internet links would redirect users to the front page of inter.net. Date of occurrence, January 15th, 2017. Location worldwide. Follow-up actions taken. Inter.net taken down for the malicious redirecting of users. Event description. The eyes of all individuals within high school were replaced by various fruits. Individuals' eye sockets were observed to change in size to accommodate larger or smaller fruits. Affected individuals reported no difference in visual perception, although most, if not all, claimed to be unable to perceive the color purple, or any variations of it. Upon exiting the building, fruits were observed to split open, revealing the subject's eyes within. Subject's eye socket would then return to normal size, although the resulting color blindness persisted. Date of occurrence. Location, Wentzville, Missouri, USA. Follow-up actions taken. Class B amnestics administered to all individuals. Security camera recordings during the time were destroyed and replaced with video recording from the previous week. Event description. All humans within a 17-kilometer radius became unable to recall events from the past 2 hours. A number of people were found to be missing from the area, and all images of notable political figures were in some way defiled or altered. Date of occurrence, 12 to 14 o'clock. Location, Sandwich, Kent, England. Follow-up actions taken. Majority of altered images replaced with replicas. Cover stories fabricated for missing persons. Class C amnestics were administered to residents via water supply, under the cover story of a chemical waste spillage. Event description. All television screens, digital ad screens, and electronic devices in New York City suddenly started playing a video of Rick Astley's Never Gonna Give You Up. Date of occurrence, May 15th, 2009. Location, New York City, New York, USA. Follow-up actions taken. Class A amnestics deployed via helicopter. Electronics within the city are to be monitored for further anomalous activity. Event description. A man exploded into several thousand 2-rupee coins while boarding a train. All coins were dated to 2011 and were in mint condition. Witnesses reported that the man had looked ill beforehand, as if he was suffering from motion sickness. Date of occurrence, April 27, 2012. Location, Kanakona Train Station, Kanakona, Goa, India. Follow-up actions taken. All witnesses administered Class A amnestics, coins collected for additional observation. Event description. The Leaning Tower of Pisa briefly shifted position to correct its tilt. After a few seconds, the tower went back to its original form and leaning position. Date of occurrence, February 2nd, 2017. Location, Pisa, Italy. Follow-up actions taken. All witnesses given Class A amnestics. Hidden cameras placed near tower to monitor it for further anomalous activity. Event description. An antique telephone switchboard in the coffee house began ringing at 1:55 p.m. local time at a volume of approximately 20 decibels. This continued for 22 minutes, despite the switchboard not being connected to any power source. During this time, all patrons of the coffee house were observed to be wearing clothing and speaking varieties of English appropriate to the time period circa 1938 to 1948. At 2:17 p.m. local time, the switchboard stopped ringing, and all patrons returned to normal. Date of occurrence, June 26, 2017. Location, Longmont, Colorado, United States. Follow-up actions taken. All patrons present during the event were given Class B amnestics. Switchboard in question was taken by Foundation agents, but a close examination revealed no anomalous properties. Event description. Every figure depicting spiritual entities worshipped by Chinese folk religions within 12 kilometers of temple within the municipality of Lugang, Taiwan, became independently animated for a period of minutes and 48 seconds. Actions of eating and drinking of offerings and speaking, albeit no noises were observed to have emanated, were noted by Foundation assets. No communication with animated figures within the duration of the anomalous occurrence was achieved. No recurrence was observed since. Date of occurrence, July 2017. Location, Lugang, Taiwan. Follow-up actions taken. Procedure sutra reading was taken by the Chinese Foundation branch. Class B amnestics were administered via aerosol within places of worship amongst large amounts of witnesses. Media cover-up was enacted, stating that all video recordings were part of a publicity stunt, faked via mass CGI production. Event description. For 2 hours and 17 minutes, all personnel at Site 54 reported heavy breathing on the back of their necks. Any attempt to view the source had resulted in the breathing ceasing momentarily, before continuing behind them. 3 Class D vanished at exactly 2:13 before all anomalous breathing ceased. Date of occurrence, 2017. Location, Site 54, Germany. Follow-up actions taken. All personnel administered Class A amnestics upon request. Event description. Roughly 21,300 residents of Los Angeles, California received an MP3 file via an unknown method titled 201700815_002538. The audio consisted of an unknown metallic clanking, a shuffling sound, and breathing. Towards the end, a young faint female voice proclaims, "Hello, unintelligible," before the audio cuts out. The owner of said voice has not been identified. Playing audio now. Date of occurrence, August 16th, 2017. Location, Los Angeles, California, USA. Follow-up actions taken. All copies of the file were deleted remotely besides one, stored in a USB drive in Site 19. Class A amnestics administered. Event description. An open casket funeral held for Mr. Milbourne at funeral home. No anomalous events were viewed or reported during the entire service, but all video recordings of the funeral, 2 commercial camcorders and 3 smartphones viewed afterwards revealed the body of Mr. Milbourne sitting up in his casket and looking around, angrily belittling and insulting nearby attendees of the funeral, accompanied by rude gestures and noises such as blowing raspberries. During the eulogy, delivered by Mr. Milbourne's brother-in-law, Mr. Milbourne's body makes several sarcastic comments, the majority of which involve repeating spoken lines in a mocking tone. Date of occurrence, August 5th, 2016. Location, Lexington, Fayette, Kentucky, USA. Follow-up actions taken. All attendees administered Class A amnestics. Recording devices seized for study, but were revealed to have no anomalous properties when recording funerals, corpses, or other subject matter related to the event. Past recordings are found to be non-anomalous. Witnesses interviewed before the Amnestic Administration described Mr. Milbourne as very polite and soft-spoken when he was alive. Event description: the ambient temperature in room 332B, a conference room on the campus of the University of has matched the ambient temperature at that same time in Dashtilut, Iran, for an extended period of time. This phenomenon persists without regard to the ambient temperature in the locality surrounding room 332B. Heating and cooling equipment in room 332B do not affect the ambient temperature there. Date of occurrence: ongoing since August 25, 2017. Location: United States. Follow-up actions taken: room taken out of service. Since the temperature in Dashtilut is normally uncomfortably hot, the room is unsuitable for conference room purposes. Event description: for a period of 5 minutes, all of the students in the dorms of the School for Disabled Students became completely cured of their disabilities. They forgot the incident after the 5-minute period, but had sent texts to each other stating what happened. Date of occurrence: location: USA. Follow-up actions taken: Class A amnestics administered to all students, staff, and those contacted during the 5-minute period. All phones involved were wiped of their memory. 2 Class Cs posted inside the school. Event description: Agent observed a traveling group consisting of 1 male and 7 females carrying large burdens, accompanied by thousands of primarily juvenile domestic felines. Date of occurrence: February 28, 2000. Location: West Cornwall Coast Road, 1.8 kilometers from St. Ives, Cornwall, England. Follow-up actions taken: inquiries conducted among local populace. The ultimate origin and destination of the group remain unknown. Event description: for a 24-hour and 40-minute period, equivalent to a single Martian sol, all data transmitted from active Mars rovers Curiosity and Opportunity showed Mars as having an Earth-like atmosphere. Footage from the respective cameras of the rovers showed the Martian surface covered in a black, moss-like biomass with free-flowing water. A group of unknown, seemingly amphibian organisms was observed by Curiosity during this time. Neither the ESA's Mars Express or NASA's Mars Odyssey orbiters observed any anomalies during this period. Date of occurrence: May 27th through 28th, 2016. Location: NASA Jet Propulsion Laboratory, Pasadena, California, USA. Follow-up actions taken: Foundation assets within NASA seized all data recorded during this period, as well as 4 hours before and after. Missing data covered up as a signal interruption due to a day-long dust storm, and amnestics administered to those who directly observed the phenomenon. Event description: despite continuous motion, the E-train on the MBTA's Green Line took 4 hours to travel between Park Street and Boylston Station, 2 consecutive stops with an approximate 5-minute travel time. Upon the train's arrival, all speakers within Boylston Station broadcasted the words "Poor Charlie," spoken by an unidentified feminine voice. Date of occurrence: November 9th, 2016. Location: Boston, Massachusetts, USA. Follow-up actions taken: event was contained in progress due to multiple calls to emergency services from passengers on the train. Line was shut down for emergency maintenance. Upon the train's arrival, all passengers were administered amnestics, and video recordings of the event were confiscated. Surveillance in the Boston area increased for the next calendar year. Event description: almost all individuals who attended the funeral of Roger Cropperman, a resident of Paradise, Utah, died of asphyxiation within an 8-month period following his internment. The sole survivor suffered severe brain injuries as a result of extended oxygen deprivation. Date of occurrence: September 23, 2010 through April 29, 2011. Location: phenomenon originated in Paradise, Utah. Deaths occurred in 3 other cities in the southwestern United States. Follow-up actions taken: the last surviving individual of the funeral party died 3 hours prior to the Foundation being able to establish protective custody. Cropperman's remains were exhumed, and it was found that both hands were missing from the cadaver, removed post-burial. As of November 2017, the whereabouts of Cropperman's hands remain unknown. Event description. After complaining of stomach pains, male student vomited up a human infant. The infant was a healthy female and was connected via umbilical cord to stomach lining. DNA testing indicated that was the child's father, but a mother could not be located. Date of occurrence: March 11th, 2014. Location: Realschule, Munich, Bavaria, Germany. Follow-up actions taken. The child was recovered and moved to Site 6-3 for observation. Class A amnestics were administered to all witnesses. Was placed under a 5-year observation period. No new anomalies have been discovered so far. Event description. A man's salivary gland spontaneously began to produce an estimated 3 liters of saliva per minute. This was sufficient to cause death by drowning within 7 minutes, upon which the effects ceased. Date of occurrence: September 19th, 2015. Location: Nishio, Aichi Prefecture, Japan. Follow-up actions taken. The body was recovered and placed in cold storage in Site for observation. The death was blamed on a car accident. Class A amnestics were administered to all witnesses. Event description. Several thousand 7-spotted ladybug specimens swarmed and attacked a woman, eventually consuming most of the flesh on her body and leaving only a skeleton. The insects then underwent spontaneous combustion. Date of occurrence: July 18th, 2015. Location: Fairford, Gloucestershire, England. Follow-up actions taken. A cover story of a house fire was blamed for the fatality. All witnesses were administered Class A amnestics. Event description. All photographs, both digital and physical, were altered to include an image of Bahamian-American actor Sidney Poitier at various stages of his life and participating in the actions depicted in the photographs. Poitier's age corresponded with the age of the youngest depicted person in the photograph. Date of occurrence: February 20th, 2016. Location: Site 17, Germany. Follow-up actions taken. All photographs were confiscated and replaced with altered versions or versions that had been off-site during the event. Digital backups of the originals are stored on the Site 17 archives. Event description. 43 humanoid individuals, each one resembling a United States president, poured out of a supply closet in the joint security area of the Korean demilitarized zone. All individuals remained silent until they all gathered in the MAC conference building, where they stood in an unorganized cluster while loudly repeating the phrase blah blah blah, all out of sync with one another. These individuals went unnoticed by the guards in the area for 17 minutes, before one guard in the room suddenly screamed and proceeded to open fire on the group in a panic, killing approximately 7 of them and sending the rest scattering, none of which bled from their wounds. Other guards rushed into the room but seemed to take no notice of the anomalous humanoids, instead choosing to restrain the panicked guard. The escaped humanoids all ran back into the same supply closet from which they had previously appeared. Date of occurrence: 2017. Location: Demilitarized Zone, Korea. Follow-up actions taken. Amnestics administered to all guards involved. Security footage removed with edited versions replaced. Supply closet was found to have no anomalous properties. Corpses of presidents removed for study. Autopsies revealed all individuals were biologically human, but were completely lacking blood. DNA failed to match with any others on record, including those of the presidents they resembled: Warren Harding, Calvin Coolidge, Dwight D. Eisenhower, Lyndon B. Johnson, George H.W. Bush, George W. Bush, and Donald Trump. Event description. A woman admitted to an emergency room in Slaughter, Louisiana for injuries sustained during a car crash entered labor, despite showing no signs of pregnancy prior to admission. A cesarean section was performed and the subject's uterus was found to contain a small litter of Siamese kittens. Date of occurrence: February 19th, 1992. Location: Slaughter, Louisiana, USA. Follow-up actions taken. Reports of the event in the media suppressed as a hoax. And all medical personnel who witnessed the event administered Class A amnestics. Kittens entered Foundation custody and have shown a decreased rate of aging, currently possessing biology consistent with a 3-year-old cat, despite being over 25 years of age as of 2017. Alright, I think that's a good place for us to stop. I can definitely feel my voice going out, so I'm gonna quit while I'm ahead here. Thank you everyone so much for 2,000 subscribers. It's just amazing. It feels like it was just yesterday that we were hitting 1,000, you know, and we're already here. It's just really great. I appreciate you guys so much. I read all your comments, and your support means the world to me. It really does. I do this because it's my passion and it makes me happy, but it makes me even happier knowing that other people enjoy it too. So, that being said, one more big thank you to all you guys out there. I love you guys, I really do. And I'll see you at 3,000. Peace out.